There are 4 awesome abilities that you can only get by stealing them from enemies in the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it might be tricky to get them, but it will be worth it because these abilities are really strong. And it's also needed for the Master of Mimicry trophy that is still super rare. But in this video I will tell you everything you need to know, so a like would of course be super appreciated, and let's go. Overall, the idea is that you want to get hit by enemies and their special skills when you have the enemy skill materia equipped. So first you need to complete Battle Report 16 to get this materia. Simply assess 30 enemy types, something that will not be that hard if you just assess every new enemy type that you come across. And then give this materia to one character, and then with that character you want to get hit by attacks from specific enemies, like the Cerulean Drake. You can already come across one in chapter 3 as part of the final side mission there, but by that point you will of course not have this materia yet, although if you replay the game on hard and do all the side missions, then you can still reach this Drake and use this materia. No, but overall, doing it in chapter 15 is way easier. Like, even if you did not do it the first time around, then just go back to this chapter with the chapter select, because you will see these enemies very early on, and then you can try and steal this special Algid aura. And with this ability you create this aura around yourself that deals ice damage over time to enemies that are close, and it's pretty strong, plus the duration is also surprisingly long. Also cool is that it still works when you are blocking incoming attacks, so then the enemy takes damage while you are just blocking. It's only 1 ATB charge. It's really nice since there are quite a lot of enemies weak against this ice element. And good to know is that after you unlocked this ability, only the character that has the enemy skill materia equipped can use all the abilities that were stolen. So in this case it's nice to give it to a melee character like Cloud, since he needs to be close to the target most of the times anyways, and can then deal some nice extra damage. So we want to get hit by the attack from the Cerulean Drake when we have the materia equipped, and it's also important that the character that has the materia equipped takes the hit, otherwise you will not learn it. So it's smart to control that character when the enemy does this attack, otherwise he or she might dodge away. So in this instance it's smart to give it to a melee character because you need to be close to get hit, and these characters can also close the distance easily against these flying enemies, and then bam! When you see the notification pop, you got the skill. It's really not that hard. If you just do not go full offensive, then you give the enemy enough time to cast the spell and get hit yourself. And the Spirit Siphon is even easier to unlock. You can already find these phantom enemies in chapter 14 in the Missing Children side mission, but it's way easier to get it in the rank 4 solo challenges in the VR arena in chapter 17, because then you are alone, and then in round 2 you already reach one of these ghost type enemies. And to get this ability you just want to get hit by the Essence Drain attack. So as soon as this aura appears around the enemy, you want to step in it to unlock this ability. And then you get a Spirit Siphon that drains enemies' health in an area around the user. So just like the Algid aura, it sticks around your character, so when you move around you will still have this ability around you. And then we got 2 more abilities, and you want to get them both in the Monsters of Legends Arena challenge. That is the 6-star one in the VR arena, and one is from actually the first encounter that you do, and the other one is from the final boss of this challenge. Although you can totally find this bomb in other areas as well, like in a chapter 9 side mission already, or in round 4 of the 2-person team versus team payback challenge in chapter 14 in the Corneo Colosseum. But just like the other things that we discussed here, it's just easier to do them in the VR arena in chapter 17, because you will be able to face this bomb in the first round of this challenge. So if you were not able to steal it, then you can always try it again. You want to get it as soon as possible though, because if your characters get too powerful, then they might be able to kill this enemy before it can do this attack. Because it's all about the Apoptosis skill that the bomb will trigger when it's very low health. So you want to give this enemy skill materia to a strong character like Barret that can survive the blast, and guard while standing next to the bomb as he charges this attack, and then hope that no one in your party kills him. So like switching between the characters before he's like charging this attack will help, because then they will stop when you take control. But again, if you were not able to complete this the first time around, then just give up and retry the challenge. Then you get the Self-Destruct ability that, as the name suggests, deals a ton of AoE damage around the user, but it also kills the user. So it's smart to maybe do it while you are low health. And what is nice in these arenas is that you of course get 50% of your health back in the next round. So maybe do it before the end of the round for some nice extra damage, and then you will still be like alive with 50% health in the round after that. Good to note is that the reprieve skill that Barret, for example, has on one of his weapons that allows you to survive a killing blow will not save you from this ability, so you will still die. Okay, now let's take a look at the final skill. That is pretty insane, and you get it from the final boss of this Monsters of Legends Arena challenge. And to get to this boss, you need to kill some tonberries that can insta-kill you if you do not really know what you have to do. And maybe you encountered this one already in chapter 14 during one of the side missions, but now you have to fight it on hard, so it will be even harder. And there will be one in round 2, and then also one and a bomb in round 4. So to counter them, it's smart to use 2 ranged characters and 1 melee character, because against melee, they can just turn around and insta-kill you if you get too aggressive. And the key thing that you want to focus on is stagger this enemy. So use abilities like the Focus Thrust, but also the Focus Shot from Barret, for example, to fill that orange bar as soon as possible. Another important thing is that you want to keep controlling the melee character, so Cloud in this case. Because the tonberry will be focused on you at all times, and because you stay away from the target, he will not reach you, so not insta-kill you. While the other characters will remain unharmed and can just do damage over and over again. And then when you finally staggered this enemy, you want to use the Infinity's End with Cloud and the Ray of Judgment from Arid to deal a ton of damage on this staggered enemy in a short time, and then you should be able to nuke it for sure. In the 4th round, you want to nuke the bomb as soon as possible and then return to this other tactic against the tonberry. You might be using some different spells as well, but just stay focused on getting him staggered as soon as possible with the abilities and when he's pressured, and then you should be good to go. And of course, give one of your characters revive to keep your party alive when one might die. And then we reach Marlboro, the final challenge, and from this enemy you can get the Bad Breath ability that he will start channeling during the fight. And during the startup, you want to just stand in front of him. Make sure that you get hit by this attack. It has a wide spread, so if you're not in the position, he will still like hit you most of the times. So just block it, and when you get in range, bam, you will learn the skill, if that character of course has the enemy skill materia. And overall, to survive this fight, you want to bring the cleansing materia because of the status effects that this enemy will do. Good to know though is that when you do resist on yourself and then get hit by the Bad Breath, I don't think you unlock this skill. So after you learn the skill, you want to use the cleansing materia to help yourself from the debuffs, but before you learn it, you just want to take all the damage from this ability. And well, after you learned this Bad Breath ability, you can use the debuffs on enemies. Because namely, with this 2 ATB charge attack, you inflict poison, silence and sleep on an enemy at the same time. It is an AoE attack as well, so if you are able to hit multiple enemies, then they will all get hit by the effect. Although it is pretty challenging to do that. But yeah, overall this ability is of course amazing. Because enemies will basically be unable to do anything and then take damage over time. And when you do decide to wake them up, they are still silenced. So they can't really do any of their powerful attacks. And if you, by the way, want to see anything specific regarding the Final Fantasy VII Remake here on the channel, then totally let me know in the comments down below. Like, I still have some video ideas, but I'm really curious to hear your input as well as to what you would love to see us cover here on the channel. So totally subscribe for way more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Again, I got some cool ideas also regarding like what is the future after this game, DLC maybe, or is the second game coming as soon as possible. Want to make a video on that soon. A like on this video would be awesome. And totally check out my previous Final Fantasy VII Remake video on everything you can do after you finish the game. There's really a ton. So for now, I will speak to you next time though, and goodbye.